Hi, this is Michael Ostrolenk, and I'm speaking with Bruce Fein, constitutional scholar, conservative pundit, and author of Constitutional Peril and American Empire Before the Fall. How are you doing today, Bruce?
I'm delighted to appear, Michael.
Great. First, we want to ask you about H.R. 2164, the Legal Workforce Act, which would mandate E-Verify. Your thoughts?
I think this is another encroachment on the right to be left alone, and certainly a deterrent to employment. This requirement that every employer of the United States, ranging from the small corner grocery store, the small farmer who hires one or two individuals, to Google and General Motors and otherwise, must seek from the government a verification that all of its employees are citizens of the United States or otherwise legally qualified to work. They must fill out forms. If there's a stumble, they need to get legal advice because they could be criminally prosecuted for hiring someone without obtaining the proper forms. I repeat that, criminally prosecuted at a time when we have other vastly more serious crimes to investigate. And this is obviously going to be an enormous deterrent to hiring because it'll create great complexity, costs, administrative peril. And moreover, there's going to be an invitation to do racial profiling here because the idea would be we don't want to hire anyone who might look like someone from a group that is less likely to be legally here than otherwise. We should not use the club of employment to act as a surrogate for what ought to be our defending the borders and preventing illegal immigrants coming here on the first instance. And the reason is because we know the idea of mission creep is not limited just to the military. Mission creep is a phenomenon of all bureaucracies, and maybe this will begin with just E-Verify for purposes of employment, but soon and it will turn into something whereby they will be able to insist you can't get a job if you've not paid certain kinds of taxes, you're behind in alimony or child support, or you're on a terrorist list or something of that sort. And so it will create an enormous burden on the employment decision, the employment opportunity, where we should be encouraging employment. Why would we want to create a damper on the economy? Because whether you're here legally or illegally, you pay taxes, they're withheld, you spend in the economy, and that's what we need at this time of economic doldrums. But I want to go back and underscore again, this is the symptom of the big brother approach to governing that we witnessed in George Orwell's 1984. Instead of having freedom and liberty being the default position, anytime we can think of a government intrusion that arguably might help in some conceivable way to help a problem, then the government comes in with this huge nuclear weapon bomb. It has all sorts of secondary and tertiary evil effects, for the purpose of enforcing the immigration laws instead of just doing it directly, which again goes back to having better border patrol and having a more sensible legal immigration system so we don't have the flood across the borders that we witness today.
Great. Thank you, Bruce.